Hi. Today I was speaking about Agile in the public sector and going through a couple of case studies. And the key point I was trying to get to was that there's a lot of really good people who are in the room who are actually delivering good Agile projects within the public sector. But there's a lot of people that aren't doing that yet, and it was why people aren't just doing this now. Because the DSDM consortium came out with a method back in 1995. By 1999, we actually did the Atomic Weapons Establishment's Financial Management Information System. Now this, they are the most secure place in the UK. They also have to be completely critical around about health and safety. And so with all those constraints, we were able to implement DSDM there, and their first project was FMIS, Financial Management Information System. And that was one of the sort of lessons learned. If you go off and you do a critical project like that that actually touches every bit of the organisation, then it becomes a lot easier to roll it out to everyone else, and you can go forward. But that was now 12 and a half years ago. And I was saying the big frustration for me is why we're still having debates by some people about whether we should be using our Agile or not. In the case of that project, the project was delivered in an eighth of the time it took to do the procurement, and it took 50% less time than was expected in the project plan because we had a year 2000 deadline and we had to deliver it on time, and we did. Looking ahead today, we did a system for all the universities. It was a national contracts database for them. It also combined that with an e-marketplace, and it had payment by credit card, so it had all the security associated with that and complexity. And we managed to deliver that quicker than it took the actual contract. So, the software delivery was faster than the legals doing the contracts. And it's possible to deliver complex, interesting projects on time, on budget, using this methodology. And so I had a real sort of challenge about why we're doing things and why everybody isn't just using DSDM and doing stuff. One of the things that came out of it today was there was a presentation at the end on governance, and it was talking about Scrum and all the problems that are associated with governance of Scrum, and it was like, well, those problems were solved back in 1996 in DSDM. And the presenter said, yeah, it's true, DSDM's great. DSDM actually addressed all those issues, but nowadays, everybody's just using Scrum. And so it's really important that people understand what Agile methodology is appropriate for their project. I mean, we've used Scrum on internal product backlog stuff, so if you've got a nice straightforward product and you're just iterating that product and improving it, Scrum's great. If you're doing anything that's above that in complexity, then you need to use a proper methodology, and that's kind of where DSDM comes in, and we're doing really complex stuff, like we're doing an adult social care marketplace with Circle and Hertfordshire County Council, and that's all just working through with DSDM, so as we get all the stakeholders involved, we consult with everybody, everybody's got their inputs, and it's got the governance and all the bits to make sure that this project works. And it's an important project because it's a national lead in this area. So these sort of things really matter, and it's important you can actually deliver them on time and budget. And I'm really actually upset and annoyed that 18 years later we're still having debates about it. It should just happen. It's simple, it's obvious. You've got built in in the methodology all the things around about the social dynamics of projects, consultation, everything else to just make the project happen and work. And I find it just incredibly frustrating that we're having to trying to preach the converted, and they're having difficulty actually getting out to the rest of the organisation, and the rest of the organisation not necessarily understanding. In our case, as a business, we're PLC on AIM, and we've actually got a really good groundbreaking product, and Visa are actually taking this product and rolling it out globally, and that's comes from having those good software engineering disciplines. It means we deliver stuff on time, on budget, that just works. And that's kind of the essential. I think we need to be doing that more often and getting the message across that Agile, you have to look at which methodology you use, different things for different areas, but you've got something like the SDM that just works and will deliver, if you're a software development business, a profitable business, and if you're a customer, you can actually rely on your supplier, whether it's internal or external, to actually deliver your project on time, on budget, and with all the functionality you need.